Good morning, investors and traders. This is Naim Aslam, Chief Market Analyst at AvaTrade. In fact, it is good afternoon where I am right now. I'm in Dubai for working here for a week or so. So, in terms of the markets, what we're really looking at, of course, the Dow Jones futures are trading to the downside, building on the losses that we've experienced yesterday. Now, if your question is that why are we seeing these losses and is the sell-off is going to become more intense? Well, that question needs to be answered in two different parts. Firstly, there is enormous amount of qualm and concerns among investors about this surge in coronavirus cases in the United States. And obviously that has put investors off. The risk appetite isn't at the same level, or should we say the bulls have lost their sting, and hence we're seeing pretty much the sell-off in the equity market. In terms of a price levels or in terms of opportunity, what I want you to focus on the daily is on the daily time frame and keep an eye on a 50-day simple moving average. Yes, the price is still well away from that particular price level. However, one important support level when I look at the chart for the S&P 500 index or for the Dow Jones index is pretty much in around the price levels of, let's say, 3,511. And this is not something new. Of course, we have communicated about this particular support level before. And even when you look at the current sell-off among the S&P 500 index and the Dow Jones index, what we're really seeing is not a massive panic, because yes, the market cut the Dow Jones futures, they fall, but then they quickly start to recover their losses in a way that the market moves away from the low of the day. And as long as we continue to see this sort of a price action where the market moves away from the lows of the day, this means that yes, bulls still control the momentum. Well, the reality is, purely speaking from a technical perspective, that there is no doubt that yes, bulls are controlling in control of the price, because market is trading above the 50, 100 and 200 simple moving average on the daily time frame. But going back to the fundamentals, it is quite important for us not to get sidetracked with the noise that we are seeing in the market, because right now there is a pessimism, as I explained earlier, about the current surge in coronavirus cases. But look on the positive side. In the UK, we have the coronavirus vaccine, which is pretty much distributed. Distribution process started from Monday, and now with this rise in COVID cases, what we're seeing in the United States is more pressure on the regulators, especially to give green light for this particular vaccine. And what do you think is really going to happen once we get a green light for that vaccine? Which, by the way, the rumors in the market when I look at my Bloomberg terminal is that this can happen as early as this week. And when it happens, the sell-off that you are seeing in the market now could be very much of an opportunity, because this could be perhaps the last sell-off that we will see before the market will continue to resume its bull center rally, shall we say. And more importantly, that the spike is going to be pretty big in terms of another big news as well. Yes, on the FDA green light in terms of a vaccine, we may not see that, but economic concern will certainly subside in relation to coronavirus. But important aspect is that the US lawmakers, they are also talking about the second stimulus check, and a possible deal for 908 billion US dollar is strongly on the card. And we all know that with the current coronavirus restriction, with the current surge in coronavirus cases, smaller to larger businesses are feeling enormous amount of pain, and they are in need for another liquidity injection. So this could very much resolve that issue. So what we're going to do, we need to pay attention to that. What two spikes can really happen, and both of them can happen to the upside. Firstly, as we get the FDA approval for the coronavirus vaccine in the United States, which can happen, as I said, as early as this week. And secondly, the second stimulus approval, and after that, it will be all about the Federal Reserve meeting, which is next week. Now, in terms of a commodity prices, yes, BTC is still very much trading in around, let's just say, 18,681. Earlier today in the morning, we talked about in our technical analysis video that, look, there's a massive buy opportunity, perhaps because the prices were moving above the 50-day simple moving average on the 30-minute time frame. And if you wanted to refer back to that particular video that is under the technical analysis section. So the price did actually jump above that, and we did actually see a massive spike. But then after that, a reversal happened, and now Bitcoin is back into 18,600 to 500 category. Nothing to worry about, pretty much a consolidation zone. This consolidation and then this grinding move to the downside can continue, can push the prices perhaps to a 16,500 price level. But when I look at the chart in terms of a weekly time frame for Bitcoin, we are seriously still okay. There's absolutely nothing to worry about, because the major support is going to be between 16,223, and in fact it runs all the way to 16,720 or some approximately. So expect the prices to perhaps retrace to these levels, but if they don't, that would be even great, because what's happening really now is, with the current retracement in prices for Bitcoin, is that we are seeing the relative strength index moving away from its overbought zone. That's all for today. Happy trading, stay safe, and I'll speak to you guys tomorrow.